Hello everyone, I'm just a new doomer on the internet and I'm here to point out some things that should be obvious but nobody seems to care. So buckle up, it'll be very interesting. So you've seen the title, most probably you're here because of the title. Let's start. What if I told you that the stock market it's the second biggest Ponzi scheme in history? It's not the first because the first it's currency that everyone is trading in, the US dollars. But let's continue. What do I mean by stock market? It's a Ponzi scheme? Well, let's say it how it is. We have companies like Google that are trading stocks with zero value, with no voting rights, no dividends, and no claims to assets. Nothing like this are literally getting traded with billions of dollars. Well, the original intention of a stock market was supposed to be that the stock's value is supposed to represent ownership in a company and profits, assets, and future growth. But some stocks are empty shells. Again, let's take an example Google Type C. They have no voting rights, no nothing. And yet, they're still trade on more than $100 per share. Why? Because the market said so. And now, for the people who don't know, well, let's explain how a Ponzi scheme works for real. Ponzi scheme is very simple. You're taking money from some people and then you're giving a promise that you'll give them more money in the future. And you're doing that how? It's simple. You're getting the money from the other people that are giving you money. It's that simple. I don't know how to explain it. It's literally a pyramid scheme. Only the people on the top will have money, not the people on the bottom. Let's see some parallels with the real stock market. Let's take companies like Nikola or WeWork that literally raised billions of dollars besides having zero real products and nothing to show on that, just by hype, nothing else, and they collapsed. Then we have blank check companies that are literally driven by hype, are startups. Usually those companies are then they're crashing when the product it's not there, just some startups, nothing else. Okay, so feature me here. I forgot to tell about one thing to explain it properly. The bank check companies, they are just some companies get that are growing exponentially very fast without having any products, and at the end they're just crashing out because of the fact that they don't have any products when that thing is getting discovered. We have another, let's say, tire on this list. Pump and dump. This looks familiar or sounds familiar, maybe? It's because we have a lot of meme coins that are doing the same thing. As a good example, we have Revlon that rised very high during the meme mania with the Facebook. Now let's have a little speech about the other types of shares. I know that I already spoke about Google Type C in the beginning of the video, but this is the best example that I have. I know for sure that there are a lot of examples, but let's speak about the types of shares that there are. On my opinion, there are only two types of shares that are worth to buy if you are literally looking to invest in something. These are type A and type B usually. Maybe some companies have them differently. You need to do your research before you're investing, but let's be honest, nobody is doing that. And let's explain why only those two are worth. Well, usually type A and type B are the following types. Usually type A and type B are the only ones that are giving you something in that company, are giving you voting rights, even though if you have less than some percentage. You don't have any rights fully, but anyway, you have something. Usually type A and type B are the best things that you can buy in a company. You receive the most in those. Like you receive the voting rights if you have enough, most of the times. You receive rights to assets and you receive dividends. That's why in the beginning you're buying stocks to have dividends, not something else. And now that I spoke so much about Google, let's give you some other examples of companies that are doing the same thing as Google. We have Meta, mostly known as Facebook or Instagram, that have a dual class shares, where Mr. Zuckerberg owns 90% of the votes. He doesn't own more than 20% of the company, he owns 15%. That's okay. How the hell you have only 15% and you have all the powers in voting? And we have another good example, like Snapchat. The only shares that they've been selling there were the Google Type C type, that they were not giving you anything, no voting rights, no nothing. And now we are going to the most interesting companies. I will give you some more examples. I'm trying to give as many examples as I can because I have limited time to research. Please understand this. Now we are going to another category. Zombie companies and meme stocks. They are the biggest scam, to be honest. And not the biggest. We have the shares that are not giving you anything. But anyway, we have here as an example some companies like IMC Threads, a company that was evaluated at $30 billion at its peak. Besides the fact that it had $5 billion in debt and a dying business model, the CEO of that company, Adam Aron, sold $40 million of its shares while retail held the bag. Another example I can say it's Beyond Meat, that had a $10 billion evaluation while losing money on every burger sold. And now we have the most favorite thing that a lot of people love to speak about. It's GameStop, a very known history where Reddit literally inflated the price of that stock. It went from, if I'm not mistaken, $50 to 483 per share. Let's be honest, the system is rigged. You can't invest properly because you don't have insider tradings, how a lot of people have. And you don't know what the hell a company will do in the next 5 months. You don't know anything about that. You have Fed printing money like it's nothing, inflating the bubble. You have companies that are doing stock buybacks, again inflating the stock prices. We have a lot of cases about this. I don't know why it's still allowed to do that. So let's be honest, the stock market, it's not all just a big scam, but a lot of the stock market, it's literally a big scam. Nobody seems to care about this. I'm doing this video just because I want to raise some awareness. I will post a video maybe once every month. I will try to do as much research as possible. And if you like it, please hit the like button, subscribe, and share it to the next person. If you don't like it, just spam in the comments what you didn't like. I will try to improve as much as possible. Thank you.